Hello, everyone. Good evening. I am trying to access the stream now on my phone. Audio check. All right, sounds good to me. Okay. Excuse me. Well, welcome everyone to more Echo Night Beyond and another spooky Saturdays. And Ratika is here. Spooky, yes. How are you doing, Ratika? Excuse me. Good? That's good. What have you been playing? I am here with a full bottle of water and a very hot, I'm not going to sip it yet, steaming cup of mango green tea. So just let that steep and cool for a while longer. That's going to be tasty. Still on Soul Calibur 6 and Destiny. You're back to Destiny. Nice. That is good. Well, for everyone just showing up to the Twitch channel, for those watching the VOD, and for those eventually seeing this on the YouTube page, welcome. This is Spooky Saturdays, and I'll tell you where we're at in the game, but to allow our other viewers the opportunity to join us for the show, we're going to go through our opening announcements as usual, and then, like I said, we'll go over stream chat, then we'll go through where we're at in the game, and then we'll dive in. So, again, hello, I am your host, Lord Orfeo. I stream at least 5 days a week, and I stream a little something different for each and every day of the week. I know that not every person is into every game or game genre, and so I try to vary my content to appeal to a more varied audience. Also, doing so helps to prevent me from getting burnt out on any one game or game genre, so it is a win-win. So throughout the week, I have created various stream themes, I call them. So on Mondays, we have what I call Monday Marvels. And on Monday Marvels, I can stream any game from any genre, but no horror, no role-playing games. Those game genres have their own stream days set aside specifically for them. Also, the game cannot be part of a series. It must be a one-off, so no prequels, no sequels. Due to this, we typically end up streaming indie games on Mondays. Tuesdays, I take the day off. That is like a personal me day. Wednesdays, in the Discord channel, we stream anime. We have anime afternoons. So if you like anime, join us there. We stream through 2 episodes from a given series. And then afterwards on Twitch, we have our weekly Just Chatting stream, community chat, and gaming news, during which we discuss community updates, gaming news, and game releases for the week. Thursdays are our RPG afternoons, so if you like role-playing games, that is the day for you. Fridays are Franchise Fridays, and Franchise Fridays are similar to Mondays. We can stream any game from any genre, but again, no horror, no role-playing games. But unlike Mondays, the game we stream on Friday must be part of a larger series, hence the name Franchise Fridays. Due to this, we typically end up streaming AAA games on Fridays. And Saturdays are Spooky Saturdays, which is what we're doing today. If you like horror games and all manner of creepy things, this is the day for you. And then Sundays, I take the day off as well. That's more of a family and friends day. Again, note that on Tuesdays and on Sundays, especially in the evenings and at night, I may still stream, but it will be something not typically part of our schedule. So that is our schedule. That is the opening announcements. And if any of that seems of interest to you, then I encourage you to drop me a follow, and I hope to see you sometime during the week. Again, with our opening announcements now out of the way, let us return to the stream of the day. Again, we are here for Spooky Saturdays, and this is Echo Night Beyond from Software. The last time we left off in this game, we had not made much progress. In fact, we haven't made progress in this game for about 3 weeks. So, I'll touch upon where we are exactly and what's going on, and then we'll dive in. Ritika says, doing some side quests from earlier DLCs in Destiny. Nice. Going to continue Lightfall when I stream. Gotcha. Okay, Ritika. Sounds good. Oh! I just saw my camera flash. That was a bit weird. Try to keep an eye on that. So where are we at in Echo Night Beyond? We are at the same point, roughly, where we were 3 weeks ago. And so what happened is... Did it flicker again? So what happened was... we got into a situation where I'm not really sure where to go or what to do. Now, I could always look at a walkthrough, but I don't want to do that. I want to either figure it out by myself or figure it out with you, the viewers, provided you're not also using a strategy guide or walkthrough. So I like figuring things out together, or if I must solo, that is fine too. But yes, we are in a predicament. I'm not really sure what to do, and I'll give you more information about that predicament once we get into the game. We did make sort of side progress, I guess you could call it. So throughout the game, there are various flashback sequences that the character can view when looking through different security cameras. And I have come to learn that I've been missing those because I've been finding them in the past 2 streams. We found 2 of those flashback sequences last Saturday, and then we found 1 of those sequences the Saturday before. So I feel like we're caught up now on flashback sequences because we were really looking, excuse me, we were really focused on looking just for those last Saturday. But as far as what to do and where to go next, I don't know. I have a theory as to maybe something that would work, but I feel like that's a long shot and it's not what should be done. But yeah, we may eventually try it. It's not something I really want to try, because if I'm wrong, I don't know. It's probably going to result in a character death. But we'll see. So let's load it up. And memory card slot 2. This game is originally from the PlayStation 2. I think this may have only been ported to the PlayStation 2. I could be wrong about that, though. We are in the maintenance or the monitor room of the residence hallway. You can see our playtime is at 14 hours, 49 minutes, and 14 seconds. And for whatever reason, the game is keeping track of the number of saves. Maybe, I'm guessing maybe that has something to do, like maybe if you can beat the game in like less than 10 saves, maybe you'll get like an extended ending, or maybe you'll get like a special ending, or I don't know. But I would think that would have more to do with the time you spend in the game rather than the number of saves. But I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. All right, let's launch it up. Load file. Yes. Okay. Also, this game is a bit dark. Not dark as in like gory. It's dark as in like it's literally dark, as in low lighting. And also keep in mind that you're actually getting probably a better image on stream than I'm getting in game because I have the lighting adjusted just a little bit differently for the stream. And I have the brightness setting within this game cranked up to max. This is as bright as you can get it in the game via its own settings, which is pretty crazy. Hmm. That is good tea. Still a bit too hot, but good. Okay, so here's our issue. Wrong button. If I go to um, I'll do notes. I would like to do map, but if you click on map, you can't see the map of the whole facility. You can only see the map area that's directly around you. Which I wish you could look at the whole map. That would make, I think, things easier, but oh well. All right, so far in this game, we have encountered 59% of the characters. We have gone through 59% of the locations, and we have found 52% of the flashback recordings. Like I said, though, I believe we still have found them all up to this point in the game. So it seems like we're over halfway through the game, right? I mean, 52, 59, 59, it seems like that. But we've been stuck here for the past 3 weeks. So I will show you some locations and some characters real quick. We did this the past couple streams, but for those going in, I'll try to make this very brief. So we are a character named Richard Osmond, and we were traveling with our wife Claudia Selfer. We were planning to get married, and so this is the year 2044. So this is little bit in the future there, and we decided we want to do something fancy. We want to get married on the moon, and so we save up, we hop on a shuttle, and we set course for the moon to be married there on a lunar facility. As we're approaching the moon, something happens to the shuttle, and the pilot is forced into a crash landing. Now, the so far as we're aware, the shuttle actually crashed where it was supposed to land. So that's bad that it crashed, but it's good that it at least crashed like right next to the docking area, basically. Um, from the crash, though, from the collision, we're knocked unconscious, and when we wake up, we are dressed in an astronaut suit. I'm guessing that was like a safety precaution in case like something crazy happened with the shuttle. And the whole area is pretty much empty, and we don't know where anyone is. We're trying to find our fiance, and we're trying to find any living human that will tell us what's going on. We can't find anybody. We do eventually come across two androids, the SW-W105, who is still in the cruise ship. Um, she is broken. She just repeats stewardess things. And then we encounter this fellow, who's another android, who's an artist who paints ghosts of the ones we set free. And that is an issue. We can't find living people, but we are finding ghosts of dead people. And we are trying to help those people. And as we help them, they're giving us bits and pieces of the story of their lives, especially their lives in this facility. And that helps us to piece together what's happened and what is happening. And they also give us sometimes objects that we can use to make our way further into the facility in order to aid our exploration in trying to find our fiance. However, we're stuck. So let me show you locations. There's some locations we haven't been able to fully explore. There is the VIP passenger cabin within um, the shuttle that crash landed. I believe the VIP passenger cabin is my cabin. It's the cabin of myself and my fiance because we saved up and we were using this shuttle to come here to get married. So it makes sense that we were the VIPs. However, the door is locked and it's locked because of a power shortage. So it seems we eventually have to find a battery and then make our way back to the shuttle in order to install the battery in order to open those doors. And who knows, maybe our fiance is in there, is trapped in her room. I don't think she is, but maybe there's also useful items in there. So we'll have to wait and see. Um, let's see. There's also, if you go to the water filtration plant, there is a ghost in here on this walkway preventing us from accessing the shuttle or re-accessing the shuttle that we left because we're now within the lunar facility. And we also can't. Um, it looks like the walkway is rotatable, and it leads into another room. I don't think I have an image for it, but it leads into another room that looks like maybe a small battery room. So maybe we can pull a battery out of a tiny room and then take it someplace and charge that battery and then take it from there back into the shuttle. That's what it seems like. But as there is a violent ghost on the walkway, we can't do anything. Now, the ghosts in this game, most of the ghosts, probably like 99, 98% of the ghosts, are actually peaceful. But when those ghosts are surrounded by a thick fog, they become violent. And so the way to calm them is to vent the fog out of the area. I do not know how to vent the fog out of the water filtration plant. So we're kind of stuck in that regard. Maybe because we are high up on a walkway, we'll eventually get to a point where we're sort of really in the thick of the fog beneath the ghost so they don't know we're there. And we can do something to clear out the fog. Maybe that's what's going to happen. Or maybe we're going to find some sort of remote computer system that we can use to vent the fog out that way. I really don't know. Um, but that's another part of what's impeding our progress. Beyond that, there is also, let's see here. There's also a few doors that we can't gain access to because they're locked with higher level security cards. Ah, Ratika here. Hello, Ratika. How are you doing? Ratika has redeemed Hydrate very well. Cheers, Ratika. I mean, not Ratika. Cheers, Jamera. Did I call Jamera Ratika? Oh, sorry, Jamera. How are you doing? You're doing good? That's good. Every once in a while, you're playing some Persona 5 Royal. How's that? Ooh, I squared a bit too much flavoring in here. Just making a bit more progress on Thieves' Den Awards. Okay. Well, you are, of course, welcome to hang out here, whether you're on break or Just have me on in the background as you are trying to make more progress in P5. R. I'm trying to figure this out, Jamera. I'm hoping to make progress tonight. So there are other doorways I know of that are locked. One is locked with an actual key, not a key card, and I don't think I have the key. I've tried. And others are locked with key cards that require a higher level of security clearance than I have. I have security clearance card level 2, and I think I've seen up to security clearance level 4 required for some of the other doors. So getting a higher level card would also help me make more progress. Beyond that, there is... Okay. There is a ghost down here in the battery room. Now, originally someone was sent out of this room because there were no batteries here, but there is a battery charging station here. So this makes me think that once we go to the walkway where I said the violent ghost was, we vent that area somehow. Maybe we can rotate the walkway, go to the small room that I think has batteries in it, take out a dead battery, come here to the battery room, charge the battery, and then go back to the shuttle, open the VIP tours, and see what's in there. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know how to do that. Again, I don't know how to vent the fog out of that area. And that's assuming that my assumptions are right. And then the last place is if we go in a totally different direction, we eventually get to the processing plant, which is in the opposite direction of the battery room. And in the processing plant, there is a ghost here. He's a weird ghost. He's a violent ghost, but he's also sleeping. I guess ghosts sleep sometimes. I don't know. Now you can hear him snore. Yes, the ghost snores. And every once in a while, just from the noise of the machinery in the area, he'll wake up and he'll kind of like look around, like, "What?" And then he'll just kind of nod back off. We can enter this room relatively safely if we're careful. And there is a panel behind him. You can kind of see from the image of this location. There's fog in the room, so that's why he's violent. And there is a machine to vent the fog. However, the employee ID card that we have been using throughout this entire game so far in order to vent other rooms of their fog does not work here. So I guess the employee ID that we have did not have clearance this far into the facility, and so it does not function on the ventilation machine. So we need to find a new employee ID card in order to be able to vent this area and speak to the ghost and have them give us more information. Now, the only thing that might help, is there is a machine in this room that is literally right in front of the sleeping ghost. So luck is sort of a part of doing this, if it works. And that is, there is a machine here with a lever that you can slide. I have no idea what it does. And there's a locked door just to the left. And the locked door doesn't look to take a key card. It doesn't look to take a key. It's just locked. I don't know what unlocks it. It could be the machine in front of us. So maybe you have to sneak in front of the sleeping ghost, pull the lever, that temporarily unlocks the door, and then we go through the door. That could be it. But I feel like that's not the answer. And the reason I feel like that's not the answer is because what happens if we get through that door and let's say we find the employee ID card we need in order to vent this area? We're going to have to just cross our fingers and back into this room. The ghost is still sleeping, and then we can safely sneak past it or sprint past it. I don't think the game would do that to us. Maybe we would find like some alternate path, like maybe if we make it past the ghost, we enter some sort of weird hallway with a ladder we climb down to get into like basement level 2 of the facility. And then once there, we make our way to the basement level 2 lobby where the elevator is and then ride that back up. Like maybe something like that could happen. But I feel like I'm grasping at straws with that theory. Like that's a lot of possibilities and what ifs. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with this game. Um, and there have been a couple puzzles in the past that I've been stuck on, and what typically helped was like Creepy was here, and he would throw out a suggestion that I wouldn't think would work. I'd try it and it would work, or he throw out a suggestion that I've already tried, but he would suggest I implement my solution in a different manner and it would work. So maybe what I'm thinking, even though it seems like a stretch, would work, or maybe an earlier like theory that I would have had could work. But I feel like I've tried just about everything else in this game. What is nice though about this game is that every time you encounter a person, a location, a flashback, your character makes a note of it. And so, like for our fiance Claudia Selfer, we make a note. We have a little description of her and sort of motive and stuff. And so that's kind of nice. So you can always go back and review your notes, and maybe like that would help. You can also do that with locations. You can read a little blurb about them. You can see a little picture to kind of remind you what it looks like. And then you can also go back and look at recordings, flashback recordings. You can't see the movies, but you can see a picture of the mark, the green mark that triggered the recording, and you can kind of read a description of what it is that you saw in that recording. But I feel like the recordings, some recordings kind of give you, I think one or two recordings gave you a clue as to what to do next in the world. But most of them are just world building. They just kind of explain the backstory of what happened to the facility and perhaps what led to the disaster. Um, yeah, I don't know. I do not know what to do. I think what I will do is I'll just go back and read the descriptions of the locations that we have not fully explored. And maybe something will pop out at me that didn't pop out at me before. Typically with this game, probably something else that factored in was tiredness. Because when I usually get stuck is when I stream. Though I think last Saturday when I entered stream I was kind of wonky anyway. And eh, that maybe that was affecting my puzzle solving skills. So let's see here. Let's take it from the top. So VIP passenger cabin, VIP passenger quarters. The doors to the rooms cannot be opened because of a power shortage. There's the generator room. This is in the ship. The main generator is no longer functioning. What little power the shuttle has is being supplied by a backup generator. Several batteries in the backup unit appear damaged and power levels are below normal. Basically, it's telling you if you didn't get a battery out of here before you left the shuttle, which you can't get back to the shuttle, but if you didn't get one, that's fine because you couldn't pick one up anyway. I tried because they're all damaged. So they wouldn't have been able to be charged. Um, this is the water filtration plant, interior of the lunar facility where the shuttle impacted. Visibility is limited by a dense fog that permeates the air. This is what's making the ghost in this hallway violent, and I don't know how to get rid of it. Let's see here. Then there is I feel like now we have to go. There's the main residential hallway. Hallway off of which all residential living quarters are located. This passage also connects the central hall and elevator lobby. So we have to go through here every time we have to access the elevator. We've also fully explored all of the basement level 1 area, but we cannot gain access to basement level 2. We need another like basement level security key in order to do that. Yeah. We had like an elevator security key, but it only worked for basement level 1. It wasn't the same card as the card we need to get through like locked doors. There's a lot of security in this place. I mean, I guess it would be. It's a lunar facility. I want people going someplace they're not supposed to be. You know, open a door, slide open a window, and then lose all the atmosphere and get sucked into space. That would be a bummer. We have okay. From here down is all new. So oxygen production plant. You can see this area has a lot of fog in it. An enormous tank dominates the center of the room. Next to the tank is a lift used to convey workers and materials between levels. A warning alarm can be heard reverberating throughout the area. That's something else that's troubling. So apparently, there is an oxygen leak in the facility, which I guess it's good. That's why we're wearing an astronaut suit. So we have kind of our own oxygen supply if we need it. But we have to try to stop the facility from losing oxygen. And there's no ghosts in here. It seemed like there was when we first walked inside, but maybe, like, I'm not sure exactly where this. No, it's maybe if we can somehow shut off the fog in here, maybe this is part of where it's being generated. Maybe it will also cease in the water filtration plant. Maybe, I don't know. And then we could access that area. We have electrolysis extraction. Located in the work area, this room connects to the oxygen production plant, work area monitoring room, and regolith processing plant. Pipes connected to the tanks lead into the adjacent rooms. So I feel like the way they're generating oxygen here, and I could be wrong about this, but I feel like maybe the way they're generating oxygen at the facility is they're taking water and they're basically breaking it down into H2O, and that's where they're getting their oxygen from, and then they're sort of trying to recycle their oxygen as well through a greenhouse room that's part of the residential district, so it can absorb the carbon dioxide and spit out the oxygen. And so I feel like that's what's going on. But if that's the case and there's a leak, maybe that is what's causing fog in some of the other rooms. We also have, let's see here, the processing plant, where the sleeping ghost is. The machinery in this room is operating with a steady rhythm and appears to be in good working order. Various materials line the floor and shelves. I've also checked the shelves thoroughly with a security camera. I can't find anything on the shelves. It would make sense to me if maybe something we needed was located on a shelf, and that's something else we can maybe try in person, maybe. Though I've looked, like I said, very thoroughly with the camera, and I feel like we would see it with the camera. If there was a security card, if there was something there that we could use, I feel like we would see it and we could use it. And then the last one is the battery room, where you can recharge batteries. Focused within the battery room is the lunar facility's internal power management system. Batteries can be recharged here by connecting to the main storage bank. And we were actually here already, and there was a ghost in here. We solved that sort of issue. So now I don't know what to do. The only other clues I have are there's a peaceful ghost in here now, and he's sort of blocking the battery charge area. Not that that's a big issue because we don't even have a battery yet to charge, but he says that he sent someone basically to go charge the battery. They never came back. He's worried about this person. I think the person he sent is the ghost that is in or that is at the water filtration plant. I think they went there to rotate the walkway to go into the room to fetch a battery, but as soon as they got onto the walkway, I think a ghost killed them and they themselves became a ghost. And so they were never able to retrieve the battery. So I think once we can vent the steam or the fog out of this place, the ghost here will become peaceful. He'll probably want us to do something like, hey, go get the battery for this guy. I'll get the battery. Maybe he'll thank me and give me some sort of like thank you gift so that I can take that back to the ghost in the battery room, give that to that ghost in the battery room. The battery room ghost will say thank you. I guess that now that I know so and so is okay, I can pass on. Then he'll leave, and then I can charge the battery. This is my thought. It sounds like things are coming together here, but at the same time, I still don't know how to vent the fog here. As far as the ghosts in the processing plant, there's actually three. There's a sleeping one, and then behind that ghost, next to a machine that would vent the fog in this place if I had the proper employee ID card, there are two more ghosts. But the small room they're in, there's no fog. And ghosts will not enter an area with fog, typically. And so they're not going to let me in, because if they open the door to let me in, fog will come into the room and it'll make them violent. So I have to vent the fog first. But there's basically three ghosts in this area, and I really don't know what to do. So I think what I'm going to do, because maybe I missed it, who knows? Possible that I missed it like 3 times. I am going to... Where am I now? Nope. Go to maps. Oh, it told me. I'm in the monitor room residence. This is like my favorite place to save the game. It's like one of the first save points in the game that you come across. Okay. This is the hub area. This is the area where I wish we could save. This is like the safest area, so far as I'm aware, in the whole game. You can see it's pretty brightly lit. It's large. It's an open space. This is very nice. This is basically the hub of the entire facility, so far as I'm aware. So downstairs, the area we just came through, that was the resident hallway. Over here, we cannot gain access to this area yet. I think it requires a level 4 security key. This is the spaceport. Oh, my mistake. Level 3 key card is required. So I'm guessing that's where ships would normally dock or leave, the spaceport. Even though that's not where the VIP ship docked. I don't know. We're at the escalator here. But yeah, we haven't gone through the spaceport yet. We have security keys, again, for security levels 1 and 2 only. And the facility does not look that big. Like, I mean, maybe we get through other areas and it's bigger, I don't know, but you're going to see it's not really that large. So over here, I feel like I want a zoom button, but there's no zoom button in this game, is the work area. This is the area that we originally came through in the game to reach this room. And we've explored almost everything in the work area. The only things in the work area that we have yet to explore is a locked door that I said that it looks like it maybe leads to some sort of planetarium or telescope. But to go through that door, we need a key. Not a key card, but a like normal key. I do have a normal key. It's attached to like a cat collar, but I tried using it and it doesn't do anything. And the other thing that's over there is the battery room, the area where we can charge a dead battery. And so then we come back this way. This is the opposite side of the hallway. If you're curious, that's that right there. That's the studio room where every ghost that we manage to appease and help pass on to the next life, there is an android in that room who paints their picture on like a cool, nice little park-like scenery background. So that's nothing too important. This is the energy area. We had to go through here to restore power to the facility. And so, actually, I think in the energy area, that's where the battery room is. My mistake, where we can charge batteries. Um, the work area is where the other astronaut ghosts are. The guy who's sleeping, and the other two in the room adjacent to the sleeping ghosts that are peaceful without fog, and that's it. We've kind of done everything else. So I feel like I have all the tools necessary, or I should have all the tools necessary in order to make progress in the game. I've explored everything. I have a whole bunch of items. I just have to try to logically see how everything pieces together in order to make progress. As far as the items we don't have that many. This is the wedding ring. I think this is our wedding ring. It has RO initials engraved on it. That's for Richard Osmond. That's us. So, we have our own wedding ring. We have a picture of our fiance, Claudia, so we can sometimes show to some peaceful ghosts, and they will say whether or not they've seen her, and if they have, where she might have gone or where she might be. We have a medical kit with 3 syringes in it. So in this game, the ghosts can either kill you by literally just hitting you, scared, and your heart rate will increase. And the closer the ghosts get to you, the faster your heart will beat, until you will eventually die from a heart attack. The only sort of 3 ways to avoid that is to either, 1, leave the area, because ghosts will not follow you out of the area. 2, if there is a ventilation system, you can quickly vent the fog and the ghosts will leave you alone. They'll become peaceful and you'll calm down. Or 3, you can inject yourself with one of these syringes and it will chemically lower your heart rate for a brief period of time. So those are sort of your 3 options. We also have a radio system, but it's broken and we don't know how to fix it yet. We have a monthly report manual. I'm not really sure why we kept this. You can read it, and we have. And it basically just gives you like a monthly summary of what's going on at the facility, and it describes events leading up to the collapse of the facility. This is the employee ID card that I said earlier that we've been using in the ventilation various ventilation machines in order to vent fog out of the areas to calm down ghosts, but this ID card does not work. In the ventilation system that's in the area with the sleeping ghost. We also have a bottle of yellow chemical. We learned in one of the flashback sequences that if you mix the contents of the yellow chemical with, I think it's either orange or a red chemical, a violent reaction can take place. I'm not sure if that means it explodes. I'm not sure if that means it turns into like an acid that melts through stuff. Regardless, we don't have the orange chemical. I think it might be in a pharmacy area or maybe a lab area, but both of those areas are sealed off and require level 4 key cards to get through. I'm guessing maybe later on we have to mix the chemicals and use that to like melt our way through a lock or something on a door. This is the level 1 card key that we can use to gain access through all level 1 card key locked doors. Down here at the other end, this is the level 2 card key. So that's what I was saying earlier. We only have security card keys for the first 2 security levels. We have a can opener. I'm honestly not sure I'm even supposed to have this anymore. I had to use this to help a ghost open a can of food for another ghost. That sounds weird, I know, but that's what I had to do. And then once I used it, or allowed the ghost to use it to open the can of food, it just kind of was left there. Um, like it had fulfilled its purpose, but I interacted with it and I was able to pick it up again. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll need it in the future again. I don't know. So that seems kind of mean to me. Like, can you imagine not needing it, like being done with thinking you're done with the item and then progressing to a later part of the game and you have to open another can of food and you're like, oh crap, I wish I had that can opener. Oh man, now I have to go all the way back to that room. Like, I can see that being really irksome. But I don't know. Maybe we will need it again. If not, it'll just take up space in our inventory. And the last item we have is this one here. It's a collar. It just says collar, but on the collar is a key. This is the key that I tried to use on the one door in the game that requires an actual key in order to open, but it didn't work. So I don't know if the reason it didn't work is because the character isn't smart enough to like try using the key instead of the collar. Like, I don't know, maybe when I selected this item to use with the door, maybe they just like picked up the collar and were just like pressing the collar into the door. I don't know. I would like to think the character's smart enough to actually turn the collar around and grab the key and try to use the key in the door, but it didn't work. So I don't know with this if we have to find maybe the owner of the cat, and maybe they take the collar, and after they take the collar, the key drops, and then we can start using the key as an actual key. Or maybe we just haven't found the door that this key is actually used for. My guess, and I just sort of developed this now, is that maybe the key belonged, or not the key, maybe the cat belonged to either myself, and for some reason I just can't remember, or maybe it belonged to our fiance Claudia, or maybe there were multiple VIPs. Because I think there were 2 VIP rooms, I think, on the shuttle. And there were other people who were riding on the shuttle that were normal passengers that were not part of the crew. So it's possible that maybe there was another passenger who owned this cat, and maybe they had something special locked up in their room. And so once we open the VIP tours, maybe we can use this key to open a special chest to get a special item. That could be it as well. I don't know. But those are all the items we have. So what I'm going to try to do, because maybe I messed up, maybe I missed something, is I'm going to go back into the work area, and I'm going to go back to the monitoring room, where the what is it called? Where the sleeping ghost is, and check the shelves again, because maybe I legitimately missed something. You can see here this requires card key level 2. You get close enough, it actually tells you. This is something else you have to get used to in this game. When you get close enough to an item where you would see text pop up like this, you don't have to click anything. The game will automatically pop it up if you just stand in front of it for a second. But if you click something, the text disappears. So sometimes, in a lot of like adventure games, a lot of other adventure games, you walk up to something and then you click it in order to see if text pops up. In this game, clicking something makes the text go away. And if you're used to like adventure games, you have to like fight that impulse to like walk up to an item and try to click it to see if anything happens. Okay. Also, every once in a while, you will get attacked, like randomly, in foggy corridors, and then you'll just, like, in order to avoid that, you just turn around and then like walk outside, wait a few seconds, then turn around, walk back inside, and then whatever harmful spirit was in there is gone, which is weird. I don't know if that's like a random thing. I don't know if that's like intentional game design, or if that's like just a weird random bug that happens on occasion. So this is again one of the areas we haven't made any progress in. says work lift access point. The lift isn't on this level. I don't know if that means it's above us. I don't see anything up there, or maybe it's below us. Yeah, I don't know. But we can't do anything. There's no button here to push to bring it to our level. There is a ladder there, you can see, that goes here. And a huge tank, it appears to be very old. Maybe we can do something there. I have no idea. But we cannot get over there. I mean, it looks like you could, realistically. You just climb up these bars and then pull yourself up and over. But again, we are wearing a huge astronaut suit. So that probably impedes movement a bit. Also, if we come over here, to be at least generating some of the steam. So it's very hot, and it looks extremely hot. Water droplets landing on the surface quickly evaporate. So water is dripping from somewhere, and we can't turn this machine down. There's nothing here to do that. A gauge, the needle on the temperature gauge hovers near the max. It looks like it's overheating, but this is just a gauge to read temperature. There's nothing that we can do. There's nothing that we can adjust, so far as I see, that can actually turn this down. So I guess we have to turn it down from someplace else if we can figure that out. Something else you might be able to use this for, since it's heating the water or causing the water to evaporate, is maybe we need something like a hot plate to cook something or to heat something up like a given chemical, and maybe we can use this to do it. So that's just something else to sort of sit in the back of our mind. If we come around here, and you can see the fog is really thick, so if we come in contact with any ghost, we're pretty much screwed. But this door here is the monitor room, which we're going to view. And then down this hallway, this very foggy hallway, this is where the other three ghosts are. The sleeping ghost and the other two ghosts in an adjacent hallway. And you're going to see those in a moment. So we can use the security system to look through the security cameras in the other rooms. And so just outside this room, you can see the yellow arrow there on the map. That's the room that we're in, this tiny monitoring room. The red area is where we just were, the super foggy area. This is the processing plant where the other ghosts are. And then materials, well, the processing plant is where the sleeping ghost is. Material storage room is where the other two peaceful ghosts are. And then you can see there's a small room just to the right of the processing plant. And we can't go through there because that's the locked door. We don't know what's on the other side. So if we look into the processing plant, and there are 3 different security cameras here. If we go up to camera 3, there's the sleeping ghost. And so every once in a while, he'll wake up and he'll look around because he'll hear the machines. They'll like cause him to stir. He sleeps for a while though, which is good if you need to sneak around him. There he goes. He gets startled, wakes up, looks around, and then he just goes right back to sleep. So I've tried zooming in on various items to see if maybe there's something we can collect, but I don't see anything. There's books, small pieces of equipment, a computer terminal, which for some reason you can't use the computers in the game. There's something written, but we can't read what that is. And then I think I'm pretty sure that's just a light. Maybe there's something in that chest as well that he's sitting on that we can use. But if we try to look at the shelves, I don't see anything. Also, if I rotate the camera, this is the machine I was talking about before. It says in working. Control panel, there is a lever on one side, but I don't know what that lever does. The only thing I can think of is that maybe it opens this door. It looks like you just grab that with your hand and twist it and you're able to enter the door, but look at the locks. It looks like there's 4 locks here. So I feel like this is not the. I feel like this is the door you're supposed to go through when you're pretty much finished with the facility, like this part of the facility, like this part of the whole facility. I feel like this is the going through here is much further along in the game than where we're at. But I mean, if I can't think of anything else, I feel like maybe I would try to pull the lever. Maybe that would unlock the door, and then maybe we could go through the door. I feel like that's not the solution, though. Maybe that's eventually the solution later on in the game, but I don't feel like that's the solution right now. You can also see some stairs right there on the right that lead to a door against the wall. That's the door we enter this room from. So if you're careful, you can quietly sneak down the stairs and then head towards the back area. Now, this is the ventilation control device. If we had the proper ID card, we could slide through and vent fog from this area, but we do not have the proper card. And that's the door that leads to the storage area, where the 2 peaceful ghosts are. It says material storage. Again, this is the door that we enter the room through. We can make our way downstairs, come around, and use that machine. But if I rotate the camera again, now there is a box here. Maybe we can open that box. You can also see that there's machinery over there on the right. That's what's making the noise to wake the guy up. I don't think we can gain access to any of these boxes because they're too high up. But maybe there's something in this box here that we can use. I really don't know, but we can give that a try. Maybe even boxes on the left-hand side of the shelf here. And then here's the last camera. This is right, almost right above the, or right next to the door we entered through. So, yeah, maybe the only boxes we can interact with would be like, because it's smaller, would be that one. Maybe that's what we're missing. I don't think I've ever tried that before. It's smaller than all the other boxes, or at least it looks smaller than all the other boxes. So maybe we can open that and get a special item in there, and then use that in a different room. I mean, it's worth a shot, I guess, right? It's just we have no idea what else to do. So let's give that a shot and see what happens. Oh, if you're curious, this is material storage with the 2 peaceful ghosts. So we can see them there. They're just kind of chilling, sitting there. Pan the camera this way and swoop in. It says something has been set down. That's just a battery. I have like a lamp, a light lamp mounted on my shoulder, and so if I'm in a really dark area, I can turn that on. Granted, it's kind of always on, but it's on at a very, very, I think it's really, really low light level. But you can turn it on to like a mid brightness setting or a high brightness setting, but if you do, it drains the battery. And you have to find other batteries around the facility to recharge it. I don't really see anything else in this room. That's pretty much it. The only other thing I can think of, maybe, is that you can make your way further in, and maybe you can do something with that machine, and maybe that's what will lower uh, the temperature of that other machine in the other room to do away with the fog. So a lot of stuff is kind of interconnected here. But let me pop on my earbuds here so I can hear the game, because up until this point, I've just kind of been rattling on, but I haven't been able to hear anything. Okay. And we're going to give this a shot. Maybe the item we need is in the room down here. I just don't really, I'm not a big fan of going in this room because I don't like tangling with ghosts. We're going to have to listen for this guy snoring. Dust-covered containers are stacked around the room. Uh-oh. Okay. It's not a good idea to keep that on because ghosts will notice light. Okay. I only move when I hear him snore. And there's the machine. Ventilation control device. A card reader is visible on the front panel. But if we use the employee ID card,
Invalid ID. Unable to activate ventilation system.
that happens. And if I run a security clearance card through, nothing happens. And if I try to knock on the door, they'll just say, "Oh, we're not going to open the door. Your shift isn't up." Because I guess how they all died is they didn't really know what to do next because the leader of their astronaut unit, I guess, was gone. And so they decided to just hang out here, but they knew about the ghosts as well, and so they left the guy out here that's sleeping on watch, who fell asleep, and then it appears that a ghost killed him in his sleep, and then the ghost wandered into the storage area and killed them as well. So that's that's sort of what's going on. And I don't know why. I don't see anything under the stairs. He heard me, but it's not a big deal. As soon as you walk into another area, they don't follow you. I don't know why they don't follow you, but they don't follow you. I'm pretty sure the game's going to break that in the future. Like, there's probably going to be another instance where you trigger a ghost, and then you walk into the room to get away, and then you relax, and the ghost like walks through the door, and you're like, oh, you have to just keep running. But I might guess like in that situation, you probably have to run from the ghost into an area that has the fog, and then they'd be like, they're just so angry, they're not paying attention, and they finally like follow you in an area that's fog free, and then they calm themselves down. That could be it. The only other thing I can think of is to try to go through that door. Like to sneak up to that machine in front of the sleeping astronaut, pull the lever, and then try to go through the door on the left. That's the only other thing I can think of. Like maybe we don't have all the pieces to the puzzle. Maybe that's why the ghost sleeps for so long.
Adjusting atmospheric pressure. Please wait for pressure stabilization. Atmospheric adjustment complete.
We made it through. Airlock room. I feel kind of bad picking that up because I don't really need it right now.
Adjusting atmospheric pressure. Please wait for pressure stabilization. Atmospheric adjustment complete.
Are we going outside? We're outside. It's really nice. We have a spacesuit on. Otherwise, we'd probably be dead here. All right, nothing there. Oh, we're moving like super slow too. Ah, crud. What does that say? Conveyor belt. It appears it was used to move material from the lunar surface into the facility. Okay. Can I... Can I jump? Can I climb it? Let me bring up the controls. I think on the moon you can jump, but only when you're like outside on the moon, like a low gravity environment. But we've never been here before. Okay. Left analog stick, move and slide. Right analog stick, look and turn. R3, reset view. X is for an action. I use L1 to run. Triangle for your light on and off. Square for the item menu. Start to pause. Select for menu. I would assume if there's a jump action, it would be the X button then. I can't crouch. I feel like you can fall off of here and die. Can I climb on this rock somehow? I also feel like it's very convenient that I can apparently stay out here forever. I guess I have like infinite oxygen. I heard a ghost. I would assume any ghost I meet out here would be peaceful though. Just because there's no fog in space. I can't understand what he's saying. It sounds like maybe there's a ghost in the conveyor belt room. Alright, we're gonna look at our notes and see if our character noticed anything. Ah, see? Our character is sometimes more observant than we are. Ghost seen leaning against a rock on the lunar surface. It seems he is worried about someone named Alan. See, I didn't see that ghost. What about locations? Airlock. Airlock permitting safe passage between the regolith processing plant and the moon's surface. Lunar surface. Lunar surface outside of the work area portion of the facility. Deep fissures crisscross the surface, and a large conveyor belt can be seen extending far off into the distance. Okay. So I think we have to talk to that ghost. I don't know where the ghost is, but I think we have to talk to the ghost. We have a clue, though. So, ghost seen leaning against a rock on the lunar surface. It seems he is worried about someone named Alan. Okay. Oh, maybe it's Alan. Hold on. Is it Alan Ivanov? Is that the guy's name? Have we met anyone named Alan? No, we haven't. Or maybe we have. Maybe Alan is like the names of one of these ghosts here. I just don't know where this guy is. He here? And I just didn't see him? Is this the rock he's leaning against? Let's see. No, it's not this rock. Now, what makes this harder is that even though my character somehow knows he's here, I don't know where the ghost is. The ghost can literally be standing like 10 feet in front of you, and you wouldn't see the ghost. You have to get like almost right up on the ghost in order for them to appear. Okay, so I don't. I feel like I'm not supposed to go over there. Like, that does look like a door on the other part of the facility. But I would think if I'm supposed to go over there, I'd be able to either jump on this rock and make my way over that way, or I would be able to hop onto the conveyor belt and walk down it, or I would just be able to jump from here to there because that's very close. And maybe the ghost is literally leaning right against that rock. But I don't, like, I'm not getting any of those options. Oh, I see. So your walking is slowed by a huge amount on the moon, but if you run, it's like you bunny hop. I see, I see. Okay. This is both kind of cool and worrisome at the same time because apparently I can bunny hop over there. But if I mess up, I'm dying. That's that kind of stinks a little bit. Oh, we did it. We did it. Okay. We made it across. So this is, I guess, what we're supposed to do all along. Oh, there's the ghost. How you doing, guy? Oh, your suit's different.
I'm done with. You need to head back to Earth.
I'm gonna turn this up a little bit on my end. Okay.
Go on, Alan. Please. Look after Nellie for me. Take this music box back to her.
What music box?
So Alan didn't care for the shuttle. If you go back to Earth, you'll never have to see this shuttle again. Get out of here, Alan. Nellie, I don't think I can go with you. Get better. I want you to be happy with Alan. Well, looks like you're okay. Well, looks like you're okay.
He said, "Here, take this music box," but he never gave me a music box. Let's try using items on him.
Well, looks like you're okay. Alan,
Let's explore this area some.
go now. Alan,
There's another airlock. The moonlight out here is really bright. I can't even call this moonlight. I guess it is moonlight though. Really bright though. I guess maybe we have to go find someone named Alan then, and then bring something from Alan to this ghost. Then maybe he will disappear and give us something. Ah, Creepy is here. Hello, Creepy. How are you doing? Creepy has redeemed Hydrate. Very well. Time for round 2. Here's Creepy. And Creepy has also redeemed Hello, I'm new to stream. Well, welcome Creepy to our stream for the very first time. Again. How you doing, Creepy? Alan, yes. So I think I figured out how to progress Creepy. Finally. It was a theory that I had at the end of last Saturday's stream, and I'm like, that can't really be the answer. But I was left with nothing else to try, and so I gave it a shot, and it seems like it may have been the answer. So I had to make my way to the building with the sleeping ghost. And with the sleeping ghost, there is a machine with a lever. I pulled the lever. I'm not sure what it did. But there was also a door that looked just like this. And so I walked up to the door, interacted with it, and it said it was a door to an airlock. And that I had to stand there and wait as the pressure was adjusted. I'm like, oh boy, if this ghost wakes up while I'm here, I'm gone. I'm dead. I can't run away. But the pressure to the door adjusted in time. I walked through the door, and I made it into an airlock. And then I walked outside, and now I'm on the surface of the moon. So there's a conveyor belt here, which I don't think I'm supposed to go down. I can't jump that high. There is another airlock door over there on the other part of the facility. I found out that if you sprint while on the moon, you do like small bunny hops. And so I was able to bunny hop from like over there to over here. And when I come this way, there is a ghost. I'm going to jump over him in a moment. Right here. And he seems concerned about someone named Alan. He wants Alan to return to Earth. And he wants Alan to take care of Nellie for him. I don't know who Nellie is. I don't know if Nellie's like a fiance or a wife of his, or maybe it's a daughter, or maybe it's a pet. And he said, here, take this music box and give it to Nellie. And then he never gave us a music box. So I'm thinking maybe we have to find someone first named Alan. And then maybe Alan will have something to give this guy. And then maybe he will give us a music box that we can later do something else with. I don't know. Maybe we'll find another ghost here named Nellie. We give her the music box and it'll calm her down. I have no idea. But that's so far what's going on. If I go to maps. There we go. Interesting. So that's the airlock we just came out of. And that is the lunar surface. And it looks like there's actually 3 doors here. So there's the door right in front of us. And then we can't go too much more to the left because the ghost is sitting in our way, blocking us. So maybe, I'm going to guess we can't jump over the ghost. I'm going to guess that we have to appease this ghost first, and then he leaves, and then we'll have access to the other 2 doorways into the facility. That's what I'm thinking. But it seems this was the correct thing to do. And now if I go to notes, we even have this guy's name, Nathan Gold. Ghost leaning against a rock on the lunar surface. He's concerned for the well-being of his sister, and also we know it's his sister, okay. He's concerned for the well-being of his sister back on Earth, and keeps mentioning a person named Alan. I love how our in-game character is so, like, good at putting clues together. Like, he never told us his name. He never told us that Nellie was his sister. But okay, our character is smart enough to somehow piece all that together. He is a regular Sherlock Holmes. And then for notes on the locations, there's only 2 new ones here. The airlock permitting safe passage between the regolith processing plant, which is where we were, and the moon's surface. And then lunar surface. Lunar surface outside of the work area portion of the facility. Deep fissures crisscross the surface, and a large conveyor belt can be seen extending far off into the distance.
Alan?
Whee! Yeah, we can't jump over him. Okay.
Well, looks like you're okay. Well, looks like you're okay.
He said a lot of different stuff at first, but I think he's run through his dialogue there. It looks like he had a walking stick and it broke towards the bottom. I'm not sure if he hurt himself, but I guess he just sat out here and probably died from asphyxiation. No ghosts can be violent out here because there's no fog out in space. And it also appears like we have infinite oxygen in our astronaut suit, which is quite nice. For me, the scariest thing about wandering out here into space was like running out of air. I was having like Dune 3 flashbacks.
Alan?
So, okay, let's keep going. Now, I could also be wrong. Maybe there was other things we could have done back in the other part of the facility.
Go now.
But if there were, I don't know what those things would have been. We're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna push on. There's the other airlock door. Before I go in there, though, I'm curious. I want to see if I can continue walking around the facility on the outside. It's kind of hard to tell with the map.
Go now.
And it says the conveyor belt was used for transporting supplies from the lunar facility to the surface. So I guess whatever they were doing on the surface of the moon, that was used to ship supplies. Uh-huh. There's another door up there. I didn't think it would let me do this. I thought it would come around back and it would just be like, nope, end of the walkway. You got to go through that door. But no, I guess not. Though we may not be able to go anywhere substantial. They may just let us walk around here just sort of for world building purposes. Can I walk up here? Uh-huh. I hope something doesn't happen. I hope I don't get glitched. I hope I don't walk over here and like all of a sudden I just like fall through the floor. That would be horrible. It also looks like that's a full-blown building over there. But we can't jump high enough to jump on top of the conveyor belt.
Go now. Alan?
We still can't bypass the ghost because he's resting against that rock right there.
Alan?
So we can see a light coming from there. That's another way into the facility.
Alan?
And then there's another doorway into the facility.
Go now.
I honestly don't remember the ghost is. Actually, I think the ghost is right there. I think we could bypass the ghost this way. What's that? I can't even turn on my light to see something from this far away, but we can see there's a light in the distance. You see that? I don't know what it is. I don't even know if it's anything important. We might not be able to even reach that light. It also looks like there's something on the floor over there. I'm gonna let this go for now.
Go now.
I'm just gonna try to go in. Oh, this is a tiny little building area. I'm gonna try to go in here. Whee! I believe I can fly. Now, hopefully, there's no ghost in here that's going to kill me.
Adjusting atmospheric pressure. Please wait for pressure stabilization. Atmospheric adjustment complete.
Oh, look how much fog there is in here. Oh, these are the mines. The mines! Long hallway, small room on the left. Hmm. Another airlock. Airlock used to move between the moon's surface and the mine entrance. Mine entrance. The mine entrance is connected to an airlock leading to the moon's surface, a monitoring room, and the mine elevator. A small altar has been erected in the room. They've been stacked with little care.
I wonder what this is.
Time to go. Alright, so I guess there's a ghost in that room. But we stood in that room for a while without triggering anything. So maybe if you walk in, turn left, and run, you can make it to the monitoring room. I'm not sure that would be like a wise thing to do, but maybe we could do it. Let's give it a shot. We made it. Nice, we have a map. Alright, let's check the mine entrance. 4 security cameras here. Camera 2. Oh, there's a battery on the desk. Something has been set down. Items are on top of the desk. Looks like food cans, or food packs and cans. A well-stocked supply shelf. A mattress lies on the floor. There's something on the ground. It looks like a diary. A small altar. And there's the monitor room that we're in. I don't see any ghosts here, though. Though, like I said, sometimes you just walk into an area and you just get assaulted by a ghostly presence. And sometimes you just leave the room and then you go back. I wonder what I really wonder why that happens. Like, does that happen because sometimes there just is a spirit wandering about? Does it happen because it's a bug like attacking you to like tell you like, hey, this isn't where you're supposed to be right now. Go back to where you came from. I don't know. You can see there's spare flashlights here though. Get a different angle on all this. So if we come out of the room, go forward, turn left, we'll be able to access what might be a diary that could give us more information. And it doesn't look like there's anything. Oh, we have marks on the altar.
If we killed the director, then we can go home and everything will be okay, right?
I don't know. But Priest, even you saw the ghosts, right? This was all his fault, and because of that stone.
But now he's one of the victims abandoned here.
But
He's also suffering, all alone. But for now, we've got to find some food. I will have a talk with the director again tomorrow. We can't escape anywhere. Everybody is everywhere.
Final camera. I don't know where this camera is located. Oh, it's in the hallway, I think, that leads down even further into the mine itself. Let me check again real quick to see if there's any other green markings. Usually, not usually, so far it's been a constant. Wherever you find green markings in a room, there's only one set. You're not going to find any other flashbacks in that area. Okay, I don't see any ghosts here, so maybe it was a fluke. I'm not sure I want to go down into the mine, though. Let's check the mine elevator. Okay, so at least the top of the mine elevator looks free of fog. So if we can make it here, it looks like we'll be safe. But then the bottom looks very foggy. And that looks like another airlock door. Hold on. This doesn't make sense. Okay, yeah, it does. I thought this was an elevator up here and an elevator down there. I'm like, how do you have two elevators along the same path? But this is just where you would stand to wait for the elevator. The actual elevator's right there. Oh, zoom in. Ventilation control device. Ah, so if we go down there, but I mean, if the card we have didn't work in the room that we just came from, the card we have is not going to work here. We're not going to be able to vent this room. Regolith Mine. It's a huge place, but the security cameras are really close together. That's weird. That's kind of cool. Oh, there's like a little elevator. There's like a little carriage that goes back and forth constantly. Oh, I hear ghosts. There's a door there. Where are you? Where are you? Ooh, someone fell. That's probably how the ghost here died. Well, not the ghost died, the person died. Become a ghost. Oh. They were burying people out here in the lunar soil. Oh, there's a shadow there. He's praying. I really thought it was gonna be like really like super foggy out here in the mine. Nice to see I was wrong. It doesn't look like there's any like negative ghosts in this area. This whole area looks very self-contained. But, but you can see the cameras are only constructed in that small building, but the mine itself is absolutely massive. And it could be possible, even though you don't see fog through the two security cameras here, that there actually is fog. It looks like from the mine elevator, you enter another airlock room, and then from there you enter the mine, and it looks like you make your way up to the next building, and there could be fog and a violent spirit along the way. All right, we're going to go through our notes again. And see what's going on here. Okay, so no new people noticed. 65% area has been explored. Monitor room mine. The monitoring system in this room oversees the mine entrance, mine elevator, and regolith mine. I was hoping he would use some of that knowledge to be like, well, we looked through security cameras. Here's some more notes I made. It's not. altar handprints. Handprints left on top of the altar setup at the mine entrance. A man is standing in front of the altar and speaking with someone outside the camera's view. They are both concerned about the events taking place at the facility. Oh, that's right, that's right. I keep forgetting to do this. Hold on. Before we leave, I don't believe there's any more uh, flashback sequences within the mine entrance because we found those on the altar. Let's carefully scour the mine elevator, looking for any green marks that might trigger flashback sequences. Because I always forget to look for the marks. That's why I had to like backtrack like twice to look for any. Okay, I don't see any here. Go down to camera 2. Elevator operation switch. Oh, wait a second. Does that mean we can't use the elevator? A control panel. No, I'm guessing we can use that control panel to call the elevator up. I don't see any green device, or not device. I don't see any green glowing marks on here. Anywhere. Let's check the mine again. Let's save. A small, intricately crafted altar rests against the wall. The fact that the bell keeps ringing is kind of spooky, though. It sounds like he's pounding against the door. Why didn't he show up here before, though? It looks like the priest. I've seen him before. He travels with the frog. Uh-oh.
Where?
Did my stream crash?
Where? Where?
Audio check.
Hurry, we have to stop the fog.
Audio check.
Hurry, we have to stop the fog. Where?
Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know what happened.
Hurry, we have to stop the fog.
There have been issues the last 2 Saturdays. Well, this Saturday and last Saturday.
Where?
Maybe something just weird happens on Saturday evenings or Saturday nights with the bandwidth.
Hurry, we have to stop the
I am using cable internet, so maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe a lot of other people in the area are using it around this time.
Hurry, we have to stop the fog.
But I don't think this is a new ghost. No, I'm sorry. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe it's the game. Maybe the game is haunted.
Where?
I have an idea of what it could be.
Hurry, we have to stop.
Maybe.
Hurry, we have to stop the fog.
But we might just call it... Oh boy.
Hurry, we have to stop the fog.
Yeah, I'm looking at the frame rate and it's going crazy right now.
Hurry, we have to stop the fog.
I can think of a way to maybe stabilize it, but I think I just have to reboot my entire computer and that would take a little bit. That might just be something I have to do.
Where?
I guess maybe before Saturday streams? That's weird though.
Hurry, we have to stop the fog.
Hmm. Now we know this guy's name. Nick Getchell. Ghost seen wandering the areas of the facility engulfed in the fog. He is a priest that was dispatched to the facility, being one of the few people whose counsel the director would listen to. Hours in, I think we're going to get ahead. I know it's only been 2 hours, but like I said, the frame rate is jumping all over the place. And I could reboot my system. Yeah, I could reboot my system, but rebooting my desktop can take like 20 minutes sometimes. So I'm just going to call it here, and we're going to pick up from here next Saturday. So I will put this into the notes of the YouTube video. But yeah, due to frame rate issues, we're going to call it here. So have a good night, everyone. I'll see you again next Saturday. We'll pick up from here. We finally made some progress in this game. And next time I'll be streaming, well, next time I'm scheduled to stream will be this Monday for Monday Marvels with a new game, Shady Part of Me. So I probably will be streaming sometime tomorrow night with a point and click adventure game. So have a good night.